am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Hello Lagos, good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day: if you witness a story or a news event that you want Lagos to know about, please call our newsroom on 014657175. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. I've got a great show for you today, starting with the big one. Let's talk about Peter Obi's speech to Nigerians this afternoon. On Eyewitness today, let's talk about the reactions of those who witnessed the presidential elections. We have reactions from the NLC, from civil society, from members of the APC calling for a national unity government. We'll talk about all of that. On today's Big Hard Fact, let's talk about the latest election stories. And on the step down, let's talk some more about making friendship decisions based on politics. If you found out that your friend helped rig an election, would you cut them off? Would you end that friendship? We started our conversation yesterday on the step down. Today we'll continue it at 6:15. Expect news, business, and sports at the top of the hour every hour. But let's get started with today's Big Three. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
What stood out from Peter Obi's comments? Do you agree with him that the process was flawed? Do you agree with his decision to go to the tribunal? Those are the Big Three. Lagos, let's talk. Peter Obi has addressed Nigerians, and that's our first story. This is the first time Nigerians are hearing from the Labour Party presidential candidate since his party rejected the election results. Obi did not deviate from the party line. He went further to even say that he won the election and that he can prove it in court. If you didn't catch that speech, let me play you the entire press conference. You're listening to Nigeria Info 99.3. This is Hard Facts. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
All of them are facing here. We can see them because if they pack, they may not see them. It does not matter.
All right, at the moment they're still doing, well, not at the moment, earlier. Okay, he's ready to speak now. This happened about 30-40 minutes ago, by the way. Okay, you can of course give us a call 0700-993-993-993 if you caught the speech earlier. 01457-190. I'm trying to rewind a live feed. And so it is pretty difficult to figure out what exactly he's speaking. I don't want you to miss a part of what he said during his press address. And like I said when we started the show, I do want to play every single thing for you. And I also, at the same time, do not want to interrupt you in the middle of you to me when he's to speak. Again, for clarity, this is not live. It happened about 40 minutes ago. But I try to ensure that you listen to every single thing he says in case you missed it when he started talking. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Meg.
Meg, welcome. Did you do his speech?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My takeaway from that speech, which will resonate with me till God calls me, is those that are called excellency. The process that brings you must be excellent. It's very deep parents, we must set good examples for our children. If we want our children to do things that are wrong, don't show them a bad example. So for you to be called an excellent person, the process that brought you must be excellent. And like he said, everybody should be calm. He's been asked to go to court. And court he will go. Don't ask me any question before I get there. I will answer when I get there. These are the takeaway for me. So in life, we must always do things that will speak for our reputation in future. Or else, there will be doubt on what we say. I salute his courage. I salute his courage. And I pray that the God he has called upon would answer him when the time comes. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Meg, for calling. All right, I think we're ready now. So let's listen.
I won't waste your time. From here, Mrs. Fidele Njeze, the former Minister of the Federal Republic. Next, I'd like to with the chairman of our party chairman, Barrister Julius Abure. And then, of course, let me jump to the right of our presidential candidate, the DG, Director General of the campaign, Balogun Akin Oshitogu. And another former Minister of the Federal Republic, Mrs. Esther Nelati Usman. So, having said that, I will not waste your time any further. I will just invite the person you are here to listen to, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and of course, the front runner of the 2023 presidential candidate of Nigeria, presidential election of Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi. Let me invite him to now address you.
No, I don't think I need one. Maybe. Okay, there's one in front of me. Okay. No, don't worry. No, what else is it? Let me start by most sincerely apologizing to you. I know you've been apologized and you've been told that I didn't know you were here. I sincerely apologize that you've been waiting. You know, there's too many visitors around in the country now and inviting you to one place or the other. I did mention that we need to do this today to him. Of course, he asked me what time. I said anytime from 12 noon or this, that, but we've not been able to get in touch because if you go to see some dignitaries or big men, your phone is not with you. So you don't even know you've been there calling you. So that becomes a problem. So I sincerely apologize for that. And before we start, let me plead that if we can observe 1 minute silence for all those that have lost their life in the process of this our election period, and also remember those who have one way or the other been attacked or injured or this, for quick recovery. May the souls of all those that who lost their life rest in peace. Amen. May their families be consoled and God grant them the fortitude to bear their irreplaceable loss. Amen. May all those who have injuries, sustained one injuries or had one loss or the other, may God grant them quick recovery and also compensate for their losses. Amen. We pray to God Almighty to continue to bless protect our dear country, Nigeria. Amen.
Amen.
Again, my dear people, let me again correct one impression, because I've seen some people saying in the media that I released one news or the other. I have never, directly or indirectly, spoken or released any message since after voting on the 25th. My last comment to the media was mainly after voting on the 25th, and I've never done so until now. So whatever you see in the media, please disregard. It's not coming from me, directly or indirectly. This is my first time of speaking, coming out to the media, and I thank all of you for your understanding. For me, it's a very simple thing, is to speak to Nigerians who on the 25th of February trooped out en masse as committed citizens to participate in what all of us know as what are called existential election for supposedly free, fair, credible, presidential, and National Assembly election. We enjoy, and in all things we give thanks to God. For me, number one thing is gratitude. Gratitude to God Almighty that continue to protect and bless our dear country, Nigeria. Number two is gratitude to Nigerians that participated in the election, answering the call as true citizens in our dear country. Number three is gratitude to those of Nigerians, especially the youth, that believed and worked tirelessly for a new Nigeria, and trusting that new Nigeria on that thing and my good self. I thank them for their hard work. Gratitude to the obedience youths, those who believe that a new Nigeria is possible. And I say to them that a new Nigeria is possible, and we will work for that new Nigeria that is possible. Their resilience, their hard work for a new Nigeria should not be wasted. Daddy and I remain committed to that new Nigeria. I know how they'll be feeling now because of the way the elections have come and gone. The commitment and resilience of Nigerians, even in face of unwarranted American attacks, is a testimony that a new Nigeria is indeed possible. I look at people like Lady Jennifer Ifedi, who was stabbed but insisted on voting. And that gives me courage to believe that a new Nigeria is indeed possible. And there's so many other Nigerians. The election that we just witnessed have been conducted and results announced as programmed. It is a clear version from electoral rules and guidelines as we were promised. This election, as you know, did not meet the minimum standard expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. It will go down as one of the most controversial elections ever conducted in Nigeria. The good and hard-working people of Nigeria have again been robbed by our supposed leaders whom they trusted. However, let me humbly and most respectfully appeal to all Nigerians to remain peaceful, law-abiding, and conduct themselves in most responsible manner. Please be assured that Dati and I, and indeed all of us, this is not the end, but the beginning of the journey for a better of new Nigeria. Dati Baba Ahmed and I remain absolutely undaunted and deeply committed to the project of a new Nigeria that will be built on honesty, transparency, fairness, justice, equity. All the above starts with the process. The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do thereafter. It is my belief, and I've maintained so consistently, that if you must answer His Excellency, the process through which you arrive to office must be excellent. We must now require that we do the right things in order to generate the required confidence and moral authority to lead. As you know, the destruction of a society begins and gradually progress when we act rascally or with deliberate manipulation of the rule of law and suppression of the will of the people. During my campaign process, I said that we will govern by the rule of law, because we know what not doing that will bring about. And that's why we insisted that. Let me reiterate. And I assure you that good people of Nigeria, that we will explore all legal and peaceful action to reclaim our mandate. We won the election, and we will prove it to Nigerians. Oh, yeah. Please do not despair. We have elections coming up on the 11th. I enjoin you to go out, campaign, and bring out people to again come out and vote in that election. We still have so many massive support out there that we need for our subnational and state assemblies. Please come out and be part of that election. I assure you that I will be part of it. I assure you that I'm totally committed for a better future in this country. and nothing will stop that. That is commitment. My commitment is total. Be rest assured that your support will not be in vain. And you will not find us wanting. We must build a better Nigeria, where Nigerian youths will be happy, glad to call their own country. Thank you, and may God Almighty continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And thank you very much. So, colleagues, if you don't take anything home in what we just heard, he said we won the election and we will prove it to the world. We will reclaim that mandate. Another round of applause for him. Okay, so we will take a few questions from journalists who are. So, if you raise your hands, I'll recognize you. You come out here and speak. Okay. Oh, all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shewa Kimale. I'm a reporter with Channels Television. I'd like to ask you, it does look, I have two questions, and they are quick ones. You said that you're going to reclaim, and you said you won the elections. If you'd like to expatiate on what you meant by that, in what areas do you think, because your speech does look to me like the elections is flawed as far as you're concerned. What are the evidence that you have to support the claim about the conduct of the election? And if you can tell us which areas, what are the aspects of the elections you think that are not right? The second part of my question is the journey since Saturday election. You seem to have formed an alliance with other political parties like the PDP. Are you doing this challenge on the election or the outcome of the election alongside with them? How much of partnership do you have with the PDP? Have you spoken to the candidate of the PDP? What kind of alliance are you forming? Again, because of the sensitivity of the outcome, the nation went into a very crucial and tense election, came out of it, things, the nation is still very tense. And also, we discover that the nation at this time needs to come together. What kind of words are you going to send out to your supporters and your followers in response to the Have you spoken to
Well, you did ask me the process and the areas. If I tell you all this, I don't know what I'll be telling the court. We have passed the stage of that because we were asked to go to the court. Isn't that what they said? So let's go there. Remember that I'm obedient. I want to tell you, I'm going to go where I'm directed to go. So, and then you will see where and how. But just to give you an emphasis, in 2015, the number of registered voters, if I can remember, is about, what was it again? About 67 million registered voters and 29.4 voted. In 2019, that tally increased to about 84 million. And about 28.4 million voted. And then we were told that about 11 million registered in 2022. If I'm correct, which brought the registration to about 95, but 87 collected their PVC because of the issue of not being able to collect their PVC. But only 23.3 million voted. You can see how Nigeria works. So we have an increase of 11 million, and the voters dropped sharply by over 20% instead of increasing. The reason it was due to manipulation and reduction and removal and inputs of votes here and there, because otherwise the number is supposed to have increased. It didn't increase because people were busy doing what is wrong. And we have chosen our challenge this rascality for the future of the country. Nigeria cannot conduct election 63 years after independence. It's something everybody should reflect on. Unexamined life is not worth living. And we can't go on like this. Shehu, you asked about the alliance. We are not in alliance. We are discussing and in partnership with other people and any other Nigerian who feels hurt as we do. I've said it and I repeat, I have all my life challenged the process. I believe that the process through which people get anywhere is respected. As a person, I've had a school award me a professor, and I can go and see my reply to them. I said I can't be, because I've not gone through the process of being a professor. The process through which people come into any place is far more fundamental than what they do thereafter. We must not have people who have the moral authority because of the process who come into it. So if we use the process we use today, tell me how we can tell the train robber, the kidnapper, that is doing the wrong thing. Say we have not made calls to anybody.
Okay.
I'm not against making calls. Everybody that is involved in this, even the two main contenders, have always said, are my elder brothers. You know, they're far my seniors. They should actually be my father, so I respect them. And I keep with that. And if they call me and want me to see them, I'll see them. But on this issue, I'm challenging the process.
Okay. We'll go from here. Please come out, Talinda.
My name is Peter Obi. I work for Al Jazeera TV. My question is just about the judiciary. You're going to court. They've been concerned about the integrity of the judiciary. Do you believe you'll be able to get justice, given the questionable calls and decisions, especially of the apex court?
Mr. Fidelis, there's no Nigerian who can say has been a beneficiary of the judiciary more than me. And all this while they tell me about integrity of the judiciary. From 2003, I've always been in the court. I was there 3 years to reclaim my mandate. I was there to come back from impeachment. I was there to do interpretation. I was there to challenge my second tenure election. And in all, I've been successful. Without in any way compromising or doing the wrong thing. And I can say it, I have never knowingly, and everybody can know, compromise any law officer, any judicial officer, anybody in process, because I believe they're doing their job. So I believe they know their customers in the other side. Mine is to do the right thing. And I'm going to go there with the right thing. And when I'm going, I'm seeking who will benefit the future of their own children. And I'm sure they will do the right thing.
Okay. All right, just sit in next. I'm coming to your side. Please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peter Obi. I report for VOA Voice of America. My question is, I've been speaking with observers and political experts who say that for you to be able to reclaim a mandate that you said has been taken from you, you need to prove abundantly enough that the suppression, voter suppression that has been alleged, the violence and everything that happened on Saturday was enough to sway the votes in your direction. So do you have abundantly enough evidence to do so? Thank you.
Well, let me again say it. We're not yet in court. That is why the court exists. And they've asked me to go to court. And I want to go to court. I don't want to answer questions on my way to court. I want to go to court.
Okay. All right, Tomo, come. I wanted to travel this way, but I see you are... Okay.
My name is Omar Mansoy and I report for AIS TV. I just want to ask, because you told us some moments ago that you have been having series of meetings with a lot of people, people from the international community, and maybe back home here in Nigeria. Do you feel like you are under any pressure from anywhere?
Not at all. I can tell you, nobody will ever put me under pressure when I challenge misconduct, rascality, or illegal process. Because it's not about it's not about, you can't, how do you put the person who is doing kidnapping under pressure? We're challenging what is wrong. It is not about me, it's not about you, it's about the society our children will live in. And I want people to understand that. I'm challenging a process that is faulty, a process that is wrong. It could be anybody. It is not about anything. So there's no pressure. Nobody has. And they know they will not.
Okay, the lady at the back here. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rena Opozeki. I work for Dark Communications AIT. So I want to ask you, how are you engaging the international communities on the outcome of the election?
Thank you very much. Now the real AIT, not former AIT.
Quite frankly, I'm not unless on invitation, I'm not engaging any international community or international body, because I feel this is the Nigeria problem. And this is time we have to start solving our problem. Elections have been conducted in all parts of Africa. And nobody have ever seen something near what we're going through here. So I'm not consulting anybody.
Okay.
Good day, sir. My name is Niyomani. I'm correspondent for News Central. I know you've recorded a lot of success rates when you go to court. I'm not trying to be an antagonist, but if you eventually go to court and it remains the same, that the mandate is given to your opponent, what will you do? Secondly, we've seen a lot of visuals online about youth destroying their PVCs. What word do you have to these youth who you somewhat represent their demographic?
Well, I'm still going to go around appealing to the youth. This is a long distance journey. And you have to know, I'm committed to going through this journey with them. It's not going to be a one-day journey. No matter how long the night is, they will be there. And I want to show them that I will be there. We have to go through darkness. I'm going to go through this darkness with them. Because I know we're not going to ask these people to live easily. That's why they're there. That's why they have structure. That structure of criminality can't go away overnight. That structure of destruction can't go overnight. Structure that have created 133 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty can't go out overnight. Structure that have created 95 million people living under absolute poverty can't go out overnight. Structure that have created over 20 million school children can't go out overnight. All we need to show is commitment, resilience, like use all the resources we can, all our energy, everything. All I assure them that I'm not going away. I'll be at the forefront. We will walk through this darkness until day break. It's something. I know the court will do the right thing. Their children are involved. The future of their children are involved. I had an experience today, just today, that I told my chairman, I choose, whenever I meet a young person, I want to know what that young person does. So you see me every day talking to young people. So just this morning, I went somewhere with the chairman, and a young lady was to boil water for me to make tea. I said, I will do it. He said she will do it. She was excited to do it. She was worried, and she said to me, she was almost in tears that I lost the election. And I said, so what's your name? She said she's this, called her name. I said, so who are you? She said she was from Nasarawa. So I said, where do you go to school? She said she went to University of Nasarawa. I said, so what do you do? She said she has no job. She graduated since 2018. I said, so what are you trying to do? She told me she's learned how to do baking. So why are you not baking instead of being here to do this? She said she doesn't have 75,000 naira to buy an oven.
Okay, so many people at the back there. So what I'm going to do is...
That's the life you get in Nigeria. Every day. People who don't have money to buy an oven.
Okay, so those are the back. I'll recognize two people from the back so that you can, because of the time it takes you to move. You'll be coming, let me call someone here while you're coming.
Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Dixon Irebu. I anchor Nigeria right now. Yeah. With the gloomy picture that is out there in our society today, with the rot in the political space, where do you get your inspiration and your strength from? Nigerians want to know this.
Of course, I get my inspiration, Dixon, from the young girl who doesn't have 75,000 naira to buy an oven. When people like me can sit down in a place and drink a bottle of wine that is costing that amount in the same country. When people like me have stolen billions of public money that would have bought an oven for that young graduate. So that's where you get your inspiration. I said I want to build a new Nigeria where those youths will have hope, where there will be a future for them. But I can't build it, Dixon, unless I do the right things so that they can emulate how to do the right things. We cannot do it. We have to teach them how to do the right thing. Let's have an opportunity to do what other people are doing. And you've seen it. from my corporate world, where I chaired corporations, including Security and Exchange Commission, to my being governor of a state, I had the opportunity to do what other people are doing, but I didn't do it. Because we have to live and show an example. And use the resources of the country, public resources, for public good. And ask those who have the opportunity of doing the right thing for the country to do the right thing. If we have a security man, he should do his job. If we have somebody to conduct an election, I've been an observer of election in some of the West African countries. It wasn't anything near this. Is this what we spend billions to do? Hey, wait a minute. We should have used that billions to do something else and announce what we announced. Because this young guy would have had an orphan and then we'll do the announcement.
Okay. That's good. I hope you are not AIT.
Kabbalah is my name. I work with TV3 in Ghana. You said that you were going to court. One, what are the reliefs that you are seeking? Then two, the ECOWAS and Africa Union observer missions have described this election as generally fair. Do you ascribe to the suggestions of the reports describing the elections as generally fair?
Now, before I take you back to Peter Obi's press conference, we have a break coming up, so I think I can sneak in one call just before that break. That way we can hear his answer to this question about comments from observers out of Africa calling the elections generally fair. 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm playing for you a press conference that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party granted the media between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. today, playing it for you in full, and so that you can let me know some of your takeaways from the comments that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party has made during this press conference. You can also share your thoughts via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. I should mention that we're also showing the video to you on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM. So if you want to watch it by yourself, you want to watch it live, you can go over to our Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM. Well, it's time for that break now, so let's take that break. After the break, I'll come to you.
Talk, news and sports after this.
There is a huge difference between the relative experience of earners and those of business owners and entrepreneurs. Someone who has never had cause to set up a business of his, who has never had cause to source for funds, turn it around, pay salaries, pay back the loan, and still make profit cannot be expected to be hands-on when saddled with an economy the size of Lagos. Experience that hasn't curbed Lagos's traffic in 24 years of their reign. Experience that hasn't addressed Lagos's perennial flood. Experience that currently leaves us with over 2 million out-of-school children. The duo of Jandor and Funke have been investing in Lagos's economy for about 2 decades, running their personal businesses, employing people with track records of success. Lagos needs a breath of fresh air. Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. There's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Introducing Cadbury Caramel Candy, Cadbury Coffee, and your favorite Cadbury Buttermint candies. Now there's lots more to share and enjoy.
Oh yeah, there's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
99.3, hello. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
This is Nee from Safejo.
Nee.
From Safejo.
Welcome to Nee. Go ahead.
The election is free and fair.
Okay.
And I've never seen a situation where the electoral body has declared a winner. That's since 1999. Since 1999, the presidential candidate who has been given that winner, and somebody from another party will now challenge him in court, and maybe reverse the situation. Yeah, I've never seen it since 1999. So I would just advise Obi and his party to sell their sword and let's move the country forward together. That is my own. That's my own take. You.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Yes?
How you doing? What's your name, sir?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Okay. Yeah. Fine. This is Brian on the line.
Buyer, go ahead. What are you?
Yeah.
What do you?
It really looks like pathetic and unfortunate, right? Especially on the part of largely on the part of INEC, the way the whole thing is played out. Of course, there are high expectations, but this is where we are. Like the last caller said, he might be, how do you call it now? Is it bitter truth they will say? Even if they go all out there, we all know, you and I, Sandra, you and I, it will be extremely so difficult, like pushing something through the height of a needle, to get this thing back. It's pathetic. It's unfortunate. You know what? Even if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be specially declared the winner, but at least I don't think that we have, a more credible process line. It could have settled the whole case.
All right. Thank you for calling. I'm trying as much as possible to squeeze in as many calls as I can because we have another break coming up in exactly 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing, sir?
Godman.
Godman, welcome. Go ahead.
I want to just say, I picked from his word. He said there's no excellence without an excellent process towards the excellency, something like that. He also said there's no cheat without, and you can't build peace in the faulty foundation. I want to just say we need to support Peter Obi. We know that this election was not fair and fair because what was promised us was not utilized. The leaders that made a lot of us go out to vote, and then that was not done. So even a blind bat can see that this election was not free and fair. So I'd like us to support Peter Obi, stand with that Obi, bring your evidences. Everyone who knows that this was not what we saw.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent well, I beg.
I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it.
But why is Timmy so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also stand a chance to be selected for internship in leading production companies, radio stations, music, and fashion studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
NS
Oga, wetin happen? I don send a go market. I be dey owe you money.
Oga pharmacy, no be your boy I dey call jare. I dey ask for NS liver salt, ogbonge medicine wey dey comot any yamayama discomfort for person belle, whether na heartburn, constipation or even indigestion o. NS liver salt get lemon, orange and other correct flavors. With NS liver salt, belle go dey balance. Oya Oga pharmacy, sama me one make I go enjoy.
NS liver salt, the ogbonge medicine wey dey make your belle kulele. Rush enter any pharmacy, go buy your own now.
There is a huge difference between the relative experience of salary earners and those of business owners and entrepreneurs. Someone who has never had cause to set up a business of his, who has never had cause to source for funds, turn it around, pay salaries, pay back the loan, and still make profit cannot be expected to be hands-on when saddled with an economy the size of Lagos. Experience that hasn't curbed Lagos's traffic in 24 years of their reign. Experience that hasn't addressed Lagos's perennial flood. Experience that currently leaves us with over 2 million out-of-school children. The duo of Jandor and Funke have been investing in Lagos's economy for about 2 decades, running their personal businesses, employing peoples with track records of success. Lagos needs a breath of fresh air. Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. There's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Introducing Cadbury Caramel Candy, Cadbury Coffee, and your favorite Cadbury Buttermint candies. Now there's lots more to share and enjoy.
Oh yeah, there's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, 014657190. I will take you back to the Peter Obi address, but I want to take a few more quick thoughts about what you have heard so far. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm
Good
okay.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
All right. My name is Abimbola Kamal.
Welcome, Abimbola.
Yeah. My point about this is we just need to be careful in this country. You know, the election has been conducted and it has ended. It might not be free, it might not be fair as it is expected. But we, the citizens, we need to be extremely careful. This happened in Kenya and it happened in America. It only took Donald Trump to say we won this election. The big tech connived with some people and rigged us out of election, out of the election, and then the next thing his supporters went to the streets. And then the next thing, with the rest is history. We know what happened.
So you agree with Obi? So you agree with Obi that people must remain peaceful? Yes.
They invaded Capitol Hill.
So you agree? So you agree with Obi? So that means you agree with Peter Obi that people should remain peaceful, because that's all I've heard from him. That's all I've heard from Dati. That's all I've heard from civil society. So I don't know where Mr. Invaded Capitol Hill is getting his own statement from. Notice also that he did not want to answer my question. He just wanted to roll right over me. But thank you for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? What's your name, ma'am?
This is Chinaya.
Welcome, Chinaya.
My Sandra, for all this thing, Emmanuel, for you, I'm not happy ever since the results came out. But for me, I will not, this one that you say is going to court, is going to court. For me, I just want that you will know the truth. Even though, you know, sometimes you'll be saying that whoever will be saying it's only God that will help us. Now you have seen the reason why we use that comment now, right? Okay, now you're saying, but you forget one thing, Sandra.
What?
You forget say for our national anthem after the pledge, they put on for us say, may God help us.
All right, leave it at that. I have to bring you business news, Lagos. You're listening to Nigeria Info 99.3. Don't go away.
It's 4 o'clock.
Of Nigerian Solid Minerals Communities Development Commission has scaled second reading in the House of Representatives. In a lead debate sponsored by Nicholas Osai, the bill aims to take care of communities where mining is taking place. They also, according to Osai, noted that the bill, when passed into law, would bring in infrastructure and replace environmental degradation that have happened, or rather has happened, in those communities. Other lawmakers who contributed to the debate, such as Kabri Idris and Nolim Naji, said the passage of the bill would not only cure the gap of peanuts given to these communities, but develop and reduce restiveness. Environmental experts are raising concerns over the neglect of the impact of climate change in Nigeria, which may be the reason for food crisis. Extraction of crude oil as a pathway for sustainable economy was criticized by environmental activists at a workshop held by Health of Mother Earth Foundation in Lagos. Giving his lecture on the ecological cost of extractivism, environmental activist Nimo Bassi said that before colonialism, Nigerians understood their immediate ecological system better. Bassi noted that the preferred way to resolve climate change in Nigeria was to readopt the days of old where natural resources were generously preserved. Also, Ken Henshaw, while speaking on extractivism, climate change and food crises, said that the demand for food production puts pressure on the energy system. He's urging young people to devise strategies that would address prevailing issues associated with climate change and Afroecology. While the Central Bank of Nigeria says that the total assets of the banking industry grew by 14.36 trillion naira from 59.24 trillion naira at the end of December 2021 to 73.59 trillion naira in 2022. The central bank disclosed this in the personal statement made by the Deputy Governor, Financial System Stability Directorate, Aisha Ahmed, at the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting. According to Aisha, the financial system had provided significant support for needed domestic economic resilience and global shocks. And Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged G20 foreign ministers to overcome their divisions and focus on the needs of the developing world. India wants to use its G20 presidency to raise issues of developing countries known as the Global South. But divisions within the group over the Ukraine war will test India's diplomacy. That's it in business. It's back to Hard Facts with Sandra.
Thank you, Yvonne, for bringing us business news. Lagos, it's back to you. 0700993-993-01465-7190. You listened to the presidential candidate of Labour Party's claim that Labour Party won the elections. Also said that he will be going to court. I'm going to play the rest of his press address, but I want to talk to 4 people. All right, so let me talk to 4 people, and then we'll come back to the phone lines. 99.3. No, sorry, we'll go back to the press address. Hello, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Sandra.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sandra. This is Joy calling.
Welcome, Joy.
You know, when I listen to ourselves, I laugh. You know those days, you know there was a Ghanaian asking question there. Those days, Ghanaian used to do our shoes. They used to come to our schools here to come at school, even South Africa. What happened? 63 years, Sandra, and you are telling somebody not to go to court. Let him go to there. Whatsoever that want to happen in that court, let it happen. I support him 100%. How can you collect this kind of election? Those who are saying don't go to court, they are the enemy of this country. This country cannot remain like this. Thank you.
All right, Joy. Thanks for calling. 99.3.
Hi, Sandra.
How you doing? What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah, my name is Abike.
Abike, welcome.
Yeah, for me, Obi should go to court.
Okay.
Because I'm Yoruba as well. But when people say it's a Yoruba stone, I don't know. Is it a chieftaincy or the Oba? I don't know the way the Oba they do that. It's like our compound is going to be president this time. This is actually election. That is what INEC did. This is not an election. Obi should go to court.
Okay. All right, Abike. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello. Hello. How you doing? What's your name?
I'm fine. This is Peter.
Peter, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sandra, this election is not fair.
Okay.
So, to be sincere, I salute Peter Obi wisdom. Listen to him. To be sincere, look at the wisdom. God bless him. We stand with him. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Peter, for calling. One final call, and then we'll go back to the press address. 99.3.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
I do. Sandra, election of go. Anyway, Sandra, you have said it all. The obedience should not give up. Don't throw your PVC. You've shown them that you have the what's it called? The capacity to do an election or to come out to vote. So the next time is coming up, they should come out in mass and punish them at the poll so they will not take you for granted. Destroy your PVC will still make you to remain in bondage. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's listen to Obi answer the question about the AU calling Nigeria's elections free and fair. The journalist said, how can you say that the elections were not free and fair? However, we have the African Union, ECOWAS, calling the elections generally free and fair.
Well, let me tell you, throughout my comments, I didn't want to mention comments of observers, because if you choose it, there's so many other observers like European Union, EU, NRI, and so many who have said it did not meet the standards, who have said it's rigged, who have said this. So let's not talk about what the observers are saying. Let's look at what Nigerians are saying. This is essentially a Nigerian problem, and I want to hear Nigerians. With all due respect to those who are visiting us, it's a Nigerian problem. I'm talking about what Nigerians feel. You're from Ghana?
Yes, please.
Is this fair in Ghana? Because you have, yeah. Just say, tell me, is this fair in Ghana? I just asked you a question. It is not, my brother, I've been to your country and I've witnessed the election. The earlier we start saying things that are wrong when it's wrong, my brother, Africa will be good. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me because it happened there. Don't be part of that. Africa needs to be fixed. And we all have to tell ourselves the truth. This is very unfair. It's the least expected of us. The other question you asked about going to court, I've told you, I cannot answer until I get to where I was asked to go. If I was asking a question that you're asking me here as I was coming here, will I say answer you? No. I was coming here to see journalists and answer their questions. And that's what I'm doing now.
Oh. Okay. Now, the last two. No, just come. The lady who's calling me, come out.
No, go there. You can go there and give it to them. Give it to them then.
Okay.
Your Excellency, I've never done such. Because I didn't know what.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Kingsley of the Daily Newspapers. I wouldn't want to throw a popular part now. My question to you would be, Nigeria has seen a lot, from the violence in the northeast to the killings in some other parts of the country, in the south. If, for the sake of peace, the person and the party that was declared to be the winner approaches you for a unity government, for the sake of peace, don't you think also should be shaped and withdraw the path of peace?
Let me say it again for purposes of your understanding. I've never, if you remember when I made my general comments, where is it? Please come, I want to be looking at you. Listen very carefully. When I made my general comment, if you recall, I did ask for people to go about peacefully. And since after that election, I've never done anything to show that I don't want peace. I believe in a very peaceful Nigeria. I've had several phone calls where I asked people to remain calm and peaceful. That has nothing to do with what I'm challenging. I'm challenging the process. If the process is faulty, it's faulty. In fact, you can't build peace on a faulty foundation. It's never happened to anyone in the world. You have to the foundation has to be right for peace to prevail. And that is what the foundation is, what I'm challenging. And I'm pleading with you. It's not about me, it's not about you. It's about the future of the society, our children and future generations will live in. It has to be built on foundation of honesty, transparency, justice, fairness. We went into an election where somebody said and promised and shouted, this is the route we are going to go. This is how we are going to go there. And we followed the track. All of us. Suddenly in that long distance journey. And it wasn't one day, and it wasn't quick. It lasted for over 1 year. And all of us told that line. Followed it. And suddenly, as we get to the end of it, somebody jumped from somewhere and claimed the prize. What did he do? At that stage, my brother, it's not about peace. There's a process of being anything you want to be. If you want to be a professor, you must go and be a lecturer, write thesis, and you are proved to be a professor. If you want to be a doctor, you go and read medicine. You cannot suddenly, from being a lawyer, and you say conferred a doctorate degree. No. Lawyers go through law school. I can be a lawyer. I cannot be awarded senior advocate today, no matter my knowledge of the law, because it is a process of being a senior advocate. Process is important, my brother. That's what makes a society. In this society, we have seen people suddenly become a senior advocate without going to law school. That's what we want to stop. Orderliness, rule of law. That's what makes a society.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think in the interest of time, you have a whole lot of things to do.
There was one lady asking.
Yes. I asked her to come because I know how you feel about young people. I wanted her to ask the question, but she got tired standing.
No.
Do you still want to ask your question?
That young girl.
Yes, I gave her the opportunity.
Where is she? Start her away.
She's not
Huh? Her boss. No, her boss shouldn't intimidate her.
Hello. Okay, you can come now. Please come.
Ask that question. Take it to her, sir. Please. Feel free.
What are your advices on the youth that go volunteers because they believe their votes don't count? So are you telling them to come out to vote in governorship?
Thank you. My sister, I insisted because when I saw these are the people who have put their faith in us. Be assured. Believe me as an elder brother. Believe me as a father. Believe me that this journey, I'm totally committed to it. And I'll walk through with you. I know how disillusioned you are. Don't be. Because the people we're dealing with have made up their mind that we won't succeed. We have also made up our mind that we will succeed. And I assure you that it will. I assure you that it will, I will.
Peter Obi speaking there. I'm guessing you get the gist of it at this point. So let's talk about some of the points that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party raised during his press address. So he started his speech by calling for a minute's silence for all those who died during the election. I'm not sure that I've seen acknowledgement of those deaths from any of the other presidential candidates. I'm not saying this confidently. I said I'm not sure. So please, if you have, let me know. But yes, he started this press conference by calling for a minute's silence for all those who died during the election. Then he thanked Nigerians, especially young Nigerians who trooped out in massive numbers to vote because they believed in the system. And I think that's significant because the official results indicate a lower turnout, but many of us in the media have been reporting stories of large turnout. But people who came out were not able to vote because of issues with INEC. Obi specifically acknowledged Jennifer, the woman here in Lagos who went viral because thugs beat her up and injured her face, but she still went back and voted. Obi said that this election did not meet the standard of a free and fair election, and it will go down as one of the most controversial in Nigerian history. He said that Nigerians have been robbed, but they should remain peaceful, law-abiding, and responsible. He said the process by which someone comes into office is more important than what they do when they get into office. He said, quote, "If you must answer your excellency, the process that gets you there must be excellent." He said, quote, "We won the elections and we can prove it," end quote. He also put focus on the upcoming state elections, the Guba and House of Assembly elections holding on March 11th. He's saying that even though he believes the process was flawed on Saturday, Nigerians should still come out and vote. He says that he will vote and he's still committed to a better country. He said, quote, "We were asked to go to court, so let's go there. Remember that I am obedient, so I'm going to go where I am directed to go," end quote. Obi says that the low official numbers are not due to voter turnout. He says that they are due to manipulation of the real results. He said Nigeria needs to examine why, after 62 years of independence, we still cannot conduct a free and fair election. He clarified that Labour isn't in an alliance with the PDP. Instead, he says that they are communicating with all groups of Nigerians who agree that the election was fraudulent. He says that he's challenging the process because only a legitimate process can produce a legitimate president. If we use this process to pick a president, what moral right do we have to tell the kidnapper or the robber that what he's doing is wrong? Those were the words of Peter Obi. He also addressed concerns about the integrity of the courts. He says that he's been very successful at the courts in the past. Let's start with those and a few other things that you heard for yourself. 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. Women, call us on 01465-7190. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Nigeria Info 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thank you for calling. What's your name, sir?
My name is Ade.
Your name is?
Ade.
Ade, welcome. Go ahead.
Sandra. Manipulated or not manipulated. We are Nigerians. We are Nigerians. All these people that telling us that the election is we are putting inside Nigeria now. With all the problems, go market, go buy tomato. Tomato, we carry from the bank and the bank. Make the good manipulate the tomato now. Make the election for the market now.
Oh, unfortunately, Ade, your line is not very clear. If you can, please call us back, okay? All right? 99.3, hello. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name? Hi. Hi.
My name is Tommy from Ikorodu.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, good afternoon once again.
Oh, good afternoon.
Based on what Obi says, well, I presume that the guy knows what he's saying actually.
Okay.
Because we said this is a free and fair election, but looking at all things, we could conclude that everything was just added up of numbers, which it was vividly an evidence to everybody. But in a particular area, we are told that they were bribery there. Even due to the videos which we watched, we saw there are some vandals that come over there shooting and taking away the ballot paper. Are you getting me?
Okay.
So, talking about a free and fair election, this is not a free and fair election. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
But my own advice to Obi is not to relent.
Okay.
To stick to whom he is.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm getting what you're saying.
I believe that when he pursued more, just like Buhari did, when he pursued more, I believe you me, this time around everybody will go for it. Because even majority of youth, it is him whom we actually voted for. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm getting what you're saying.
So, in that case, I will tell you that Obi, everyone is on a side. But if God says it is Tinubu that will stay there, fine. But if God says that the table will turn around one day, believe you me, to surely turn around. And nothing will happen. So everybody should stay safe. And you should stay safe, okay?
All right. Thank you very much for calling. We've got David Blessed on Facebook who says, why did INEC refuse to upload results? If Babi Jebu local machine can transmit its game and Beaver's modern technology cannot transmit election to INEC portals, it's a shame. Fraud in our system. Daniel says, Nigeria will work again and I'm supporting him to go to court while we go out to vote on 11th. Multi-Serve says the part Mr. Obi asked for a 1-minute silence for those who lost their lives during elections. While he took out time to pray for them, it really touched my mind. President Sandra. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us via Facebook. Now, let me go over to WhatsApp. We've got so many messages on WhatsApp. My God, so many messages. Okay. Oluwaseyi from Igbesa says, I just burned my PVC. I'm done with INEC and elections. Please don't burn your PVC. You're not doing anybody. If you believe, if you're one of those who believes that the process was rigged, if you're one of those who believes that it was manipulated, what exactly does burning your PVC process? How can you, the people, the office of the citizen, prevent those things from happening again at the next elections? That's what you should be doing. When you're burning your PVC or you're ripping it up, that's defeatist. You know, you are conceding defeat. And you don't concede defeat until the fat lady sings. What you do is you take a look at everything that happened. Where were all the loopholes? What is the strategy for plugging those loopholes? And then you act. You don't cut up your PVC. Who does that help? It helps those who manipulate elections if it is true that there was manipulation of elections. It doesn't help you. You understand what I mean? It doesn't help you. It helps them, not you. Let's take a break.
The only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. I know they waste time to wash. I thought my clothes have the best, so why wash it out with a little.
Send your child to a public primary school in Lagos? Before you answer that question, please listen to this. In 2019, Governor Sanwo-Olu introduced EcoExcel, Excellence in Child Education and Learning, for public primary schools as a new system of learning and teaching, absolutely free of learning fees. Teachers have been retrained to use technology to teach pupils in their classrooms, and these are the results. An average primary 3 pupil is now reading at the same level as an average primary 5 pupil just before the launch of EcoExcel. In the just concluded National Common Entrance Examination, the top public primary school pupil scored 198, just 3 points behind the national best of 201 out of 210. The EcoExcel program was also recently crowned as the most innovative digital learning platform of the year, justifying Lagos State's investment in education. You too can be proud of your children by enrolling them in Lagos State public primary schools today for the new academic session.
Come 2023, make we vote. Badebo, Road Survivor for Governor of Lagos State. Labour Party, Papa, Mama, begin.
Everyone is at the table for lunch. Mom is bringing in the jollof rice. And then...
John! Sorry, Mom. Hello? Can I order some jollof rice to be delivered?
Mama saves the day. Lunch is here.
Mom, I got some Coke too. Just come and eat, Joe.
Cook up memorable moments because family lunch and an ice cold Coke make a recipe for wonder. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
one station for talk. Let's talk.
Indeed, let's talk. I just played for you Peter Obi's press address. Peter Obi is the candidate of the Labour Party, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. He says, quote, Labour Party won the election and we intend to prove it in court. He also said that he's not engaging with the international community on this issue. He says that this is a Nigerian problem for Nigerians to fix. He says elections in Africa are generally bad and that the international community rarely ever does anything meaningful about it. I think that that's a very bold statement, a very different position from what opposition politicians usually say in Nigeria. Because remember, then when Buhari lost, what's the word I'm looking for? No, actually, when he won, not when he lost. When he was a candidate, Buhari, in 2015, after he lost, he thanked the U.S. President, Barack Obama. So very different approach there. Obi said that the AU and ECOWAS have a track record of declaring any and every election free and fair. He says that this is a problem and that Africans need to, quote, start telling ourselves the truth. So again, Obi is saying that he has no faith in the international community and he will be relying on Nigerians only. He again makes the point that he's advocating peace. He says going to court to fight for what he believes is his mandate is not going to disrupt peace in Nigeria. But he also says justice and rule of law are a part of peace. He again asked Nigerians, especially young Nigerians, to come out and vote again, this time at the governorship elections on March 11th. Lagos. What were your takeaways from Obi's press address? WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's your name, ma'am?
This is Nwa.
Welcome to Nwa.
Okay. So I will start by the wisdom that this DP has. Number one, he starts by as in people that lost their life, observing a minute silence for them. And we started by praying for those people that were injured, including me. I was saying amen.
Yes, you told me you were
injured.
injured. Yes, you told me you were injured.
Yes, that's it. So another one is there was a figure that he gave to us, 2015, that they tell us that about 60 million people registered. Now, the subsequent year, 2019, it climbed up to 80 million. I don't know whether I'm correct. So now that in this 2022, that the figure is supposed to go up again, it now goes step down, 11 million. Meaning that there have been fraud starting from time immemorial. Our election is full of fraud. All those figures, they were given it to us so that they can be able to manipulate the results. Okay, now, what I'm now seeing now is, because I was going through the record of those people that won in the previous seat and other ones. I saw enough, a Labour Party, even those APC, most of them are stepping down. So there is enough. Labour Party, PDP, they are now occupying those seats. So what I'm telling Nigerians now is, although we are crying for this one, if some people are calling and say they want to burn their PVs, they are not going to vote again. The person that we are fighting with us is still on the struggle. So we don't have to relent. We don't have to lose hope because he's still on the struggle. Because if you look back and you don't see anybody, you will not be happy. So I want everybody, that's the 11th of March, let all of us come in mass the way we came out before. Let us come and vote, even the governorship seat. If Labour Party has governorship seat or any other party apart from ruling party, it will be difficult for the ruling party as in on the federal to do anyhow. If other parties were in other seats, it will not be easy for them. Even this mandate that was stolen, it will be very, very easy for us to take it back. But that's what I want to say.
Chineye, thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Sorry about that. Give us a call back if you can. Hello, good evening.
Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
His name is Marshall Obama.
Marshall Obama, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I see Peter Obi as man of the year.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Good. A lot of people died in this election. And now the young man came and said, please, let us have a minute silence. It's so touching. We are not talking about ruling. We are not talking about leadership this time around. We are talking about how faithful are you as a nation, Nigeria. You see, when people are looking at it, it's not like selecting somebody and then you minus S and it became election. This is a mere selection. But this selection is wrong from East Foundation. Why can't we have an SMS voting pattern like United States? I say in my house there is nothing like ballot snatching. You cannot stay in your house and then code that code that was missing. You can code it inside your house and vote. In diaspora, you can vote. With this, we can get it right. But what is happening now? No, we are over 200 million. And they say we had 97 million registered. And later they now told us that only 87 are accredited. And along the line, for all of them that voted, it's not up to 30 million. Which type of election are we having?
Marshall, thank you very much for calling. I will say, however, that in the US, they do not vote by text message. They also use ballot papers in a lot of the parts of the United States. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing?
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing? What's your name?
Yeah, I'm good. This is Rosemary calling from Ajegule.
Rosemary, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, please. I want to ask a question. Since they know that they are ready to rig this election, why are they calling the masses to come out to vote? Since they know who they want to put in there. For us to waste our time, go and queue, I voted, I was there as an agent, we know what we did. At the end of everything, they manipulated the election. It is unfair. So they should stop disturbing us. Number one, this governorship election that is coming up on Saturday 11th. How are we sure that this one is going to be credit? How are we sure that we are going to vote and our vote will count? So we are not ready to come out and mess up ourselves again. If the INEC said that they are not ready to transmit the election, they should go and rest and leave us alone. We are tired. They are disturbing Igbo people here and there. Market, they will not go to market. People are hungry and they are there claiming they want. We don't want again. Please let them leave us alone.
All right, Rosemary, thank you for calling. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Good evening.
Good evening, Sandra.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Welcome. What's your name?
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Welcome, Pastor Ladipo.
Calling from Orilegom.
Go ahead.
Well, I am very grateful for the speech of Peter Obi. I think he has reassured us, and he has also made us to understand that he has faith and hope in the judiciary. But my take is this: let's make sure, because one of the agendas of riggers of election is to continue to discourage the electorate with their action, so that they will feel or think that the system will not work. Let's still come out en masse on Saturday. Let's vote. I know with time, one day we will get it right. We are almost there. If you look at this election, Sandra, apart from the fact that they didn't transmit the results, the presidential results, you will discover that these leaders help us to checkmate those large numbers that used to come from the likes of Katsina, Kaduna, and all those places. So for me, we are getting there. I know the human factor is still our problem. No problem. I know we will overcome. So let's make sure we come out a map and vote the party of our choice. If it is the ruling party, fine. If it is another party, fine. But let's not be discouraged.
All right, Pastor Ladikbo, thank you for calling. Let's go to WhatsApp. We have lots of messages there. To be honest, this election is not good for our system. Trooks from Powerline with that message. We've got this message here. Sandra, why don't the media demand accountability? Instead, you are encouraging us to encouraging us to waste our time with PVC collection and making promises. The media should drag INEC to court, my friend. The media's job is to give you information. And like you have said, like the politicians have said, INEC said to us again and again and again, we will transmit electronically. We wouldn't be here right now having this conversation today if INEC had stuck with the guidelines that they woke up one morning and decided they will write inside their law and decided this is what we will do, and denied that they were not going to do it, and insisted 53 times that they would do it. If a person says to you over and over and over and over, we will do this thing, you believe them, especially when you see them do it in Ekiti, in Anambra, in Osun. INEC did it in 3 places and insisted over and over and over and over, we will do this thing. And so we simply gave you that information. That INEC decided to change its mind last minute is left for INEC to come and explain why it changed its mind last minute. Perhaps they'll do that in court now that at least one of the major candidates has said he will go to court. Let's go back to messages from WhatsApp. This one here. Olota from Lagos says, I tell people about findings of how Peter Obi got his stolen mandate in the past. Some Nigerians would have told him to accept for God. It is well sect when it's actually not well. Nigerians should challenge this. INEC changed the rule and missed the game. Olota from Lagos with that message there. We have a break coming up. I'm not sure if it's in 30 seconds or in 50 seconds. However, let's see what message I can be reading in the middle of that time, in the middle of all of that. This message here says, Sandra, did you notice that yesterday everywhere was silent like that of a graveyard? That is to tell you that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rules, the people mourn. This is to say they took the children's bread, giving it to... Okay, I can't read that on air. This one says, hold on, let me see if a break is gonna knock me off so that I don't start reading the message and then it knocks me off. Hold on, let's see. And go.
Everyone is at the table for lunch. Mom is bringing in the jollof rice, and then...
Hey, John!
Sorry, Mom.
Hello? Can I order some jollof rice to be delivered?
Saves the day. Lunch is here.
Mom, I got some Coke too.
Just come and eat, Joe.
Cook up memorable moments because family lunch and an ice cold Coke make a recipe for wonder. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Is this a mistake? What's that? What happened? See, I just bought 1,000 naira glow data, and instead of the usual, I got 3.9 gigabytes. Guy, I swear, that's how I saw it too. I bought 2,000 naira data yesterday, and I got a whopping 9.2 gigabytes. Wow! Glow data is just always bigger. Yep, and always better. I swear down. Babe, why are you removing your SIM?
I'm leaving this network and getting a Glow SIM immediately. And I'm not giving you my new number. You're on probation. Why didn't you tell me about these new Glow data plans?
Glow new data plans. Always bigger, always better. Babe, sorry now. Yes, get a Glow SIM card today and enjoy bigger, better data on the Glow network. Just dial *777# and choose your plan. Glow Unlimited. answer me, I beg, hear this story. For 2019, Governor Sanwo-Olu introduced Eco Excel, excellence for child education and learning inside public primary school, where they make learning and teaching develop wella, and the tuition fee now free. Oh, for the same matter, them don't retrain teachers on how to use technology teach children inside their classroom, and now the result of Eco Excel be this. Pikin wey dey primary 3 now don't they read like pikin wey dey primary 5 before they introduce Eco Excel. For the national common entrance where they just write finish, Eco Excel pikin get 198 mark inside 210 mark wey be overall. This same Eco Excel program don't collect award as the most innovative digital learning platform of the year, wey show say the money wey Lagos state government spend on top education no be waste. Oh, your pikin self fit make you proud. You send them go public primary school inside Lagos state today for the new academic session.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston End Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston End Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
Are you a sub-agent or an affiliate? Register with onboard.com. We've got competitive fares, airline commission, plus 24/7 support. Send an email to enquiries@onboard.com. That's onbourd.com. Call 0916-001-0333 and WhatsApp us on 0908-329-4000. Onboard.com. Discover a new way to travel.
Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Indeed, let's talk. I've got this message here. Nigerian youth has had their say, but INEC has had their way. If you look at the way and process candidates emerge, it's all about vote buying. Check the primaries. There are rallies, not attending debates, not facing journalists' interrogation, the cashless policy, inducement, Agbero intimidation. All of this is what played out. The Yaga, Africa, the foreign observers, the civil society, everyone has rated this election low due to irregularities. I wish when the time comes, the court will reverse this. This is daylight robbery. Dayo, with that message, Dayo is in Fagba, Lagos, not to worry. We're going to keep talking about this all the way until 6 o'clock. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Paul from my brother Sandra.
Paul, turn that radio off. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, you know what is appalling, eh?
What?
Doing the wrong thing and claiming that you have done the right thing. It, sometimes, not sometimes, when I imagine it, I can't find reason why it should be. Do you know that I checked the unit where I voted this afternoon? Do you know the result that was announced at my polling unit? Sandra, I should be invited anywhere in the world to repeat what I'm saying. I checked it this afternoon.
Okay.
The result is different from what was announced at the polling unit.
Okay.
I am telling you. What is going on? Sandra, do you know that the special advisor to Mr. President, I think a journalist, Ngela,
Yes, Adjourn Gallery.
Yes, had an interview with CNN.
Yes, I watched that.
That Jennifer, that young lady that her face was broken.
Yes.
Do you know that special advisor was arguing with the person who was interviewing him that incident happened in the East, not Lagos? Google what I'm telling you now. And the woman was, the person interviewing, he was even questioning that person that woman came from that woman's state, that it happened in the East. So you can see the kind of country we are into. Obi had made a statement that when he was making that statement, I was shedding tears in my room. You know the statement? If you prefer to be called or to be referred as excellency, make sure that the means that brought you to that office is excellent. That is a message that I will live to die with. In whatever I do in my life. That is the kind of words that we need as a people, so that we know that criminality and wrongdoing does not pay. Obi should go to court, and by the grace of the Almighty God, which I believe he is, he will give him victory. And the mandate that was stolen will be recovered. Thank you.
All right. Desmond Ajira on Facebook says, I want Peter Obi to understand that this case is not like him and Chris Ngige's court case. Anyway, he says he won the election and they will prove it to Nigerians. If Obi has proof, let him go to court. All right. Desmond Ajira, thank you for your message. We've got so many other messages. I will take as many of them as I can. This one here is from WhatsApp. Dare in Shangotede says, I didn't listen to P.O.'s speech, but I heard your summary. His hold on now. His opinion about the attitudes of international organizations is very profound, especially about African elections. They've always been congratulating whoever is declared as the winner in any elections, irrespective of the non-credibility of those elections. Probably some of them have been calling and asking him to concede defeat. It is good that he's ignoring them. All right. Dara from Shango today with that message. Joey Zaza says, if there's a provision where party agents can snap the election results at the polling center units, once all the signatures are in place before the Beavers machine will upload it to INEC server, they can send it to a safe site, their email or Google, keep it any other place that it will be safe, that even if their mobile phones are confiscated from them, the information will save it online, so that if there's any rig in the election, they can be able to retrieve those information collectively and present it at the court for proper analysis and to help judiciary conduct a free and fair judgment. Joey Zaza, thank you for your message. I like that we're beginning to think about all the things that we can do. Here's the thing, if you're dealing with institutions that refuse to be on the side of the people, as the people, you have to be on your own side. You understand what I mean? If you're dealing with institutions that are more afraid of politicians than they are afraid of the people, even though they should be more afraid of the people than they are afraid of politicians, you need to figure out a way to get those institutions to work for you, whether they like it or not. And so you need to start strategizing. You know, if you're serious about if you seriously believe the political parties, the opposition political parties, that they were rigged out of the presidential elections, if all the stories we're seeing on social media are true, that the polling unit results that were uploaded on IREV are very remarkably different from the polling unit results that people have copies of, have videos of, have announcements of. If Paul from Egbeda is correct that the polling unit results that came out of his polling unit is different from what he's seen on IREV right now, then you need to understand that those whose jobs it is to conduct the election freely and fairly may not always be incentivized to conduct it freely and fairly. I'm not saying that this is what it is. I'm not a judge. This is not a court. I'm not a lawyer. That's why I'm choosing my words very carefully. Those whose jobs it is to ensure you have free and fair elections may not always be incentivized to ensure that you do, because you have those who were claiming, polling officers, returning officers, who were claiming that they didn't have the password to upload the results. They had direct orders from above to not upload the results. You had those who would leave the polling unit and run away. You had all kinds of things happening on election day. As the people who are serious about the kind of country they want, you have to start strategizing about how to ensure that any eventuality that they will think of, you are 4 steps ahead of them. I was listening to, I believe it was Ufoma, and Ufoma said something, and it's something that I've said on this show many times. Politics is the work of politicians. You see how broadcasting is my work, journalism is my work, and I'm a very professional journalist, very professional broadcaster. You are a professional businesswoman, you are a professional lawyer, you're a professional doctor, you're a professional cleaner, you're a professional trader, you're a professional, anything that you're a professional at. That's how politicians are professionals at. It is their source of livelihood. It is the only way that they can feed. The same way that this my work is the only way I can feed, that is the only way they can feed, which means that they do not want to lose that source of livelihood. However, they are not wanting to lose that source of livelihood can often translate to bad leadership for you. So I understand that you don't want to lose your source of livelihood. However, this work way they do, to favor me and my family, to favor our lifestyle, my well-being, my quality of life, to favor them like that. Because unfortunately for you, the work way they do there, not to work for me. You understand? The way I'm working for my bosses here on Nigeria Info, that's the way that these politicians are working for you. They are your staff. You understand? And if my bosses look at my work during my my quarterly review, and they're like, Sandra, we don't quite like your performance. Here's your query. Sandra, we don't quite like your performance. Give me second query. Sandra, we don't quite like your performance. We're going to have to let you go. That's what elections are. Elections are simply when you don't shout for 4 years, we don't like your performance. We don't like your performance. We don't like your performance. The 4th year, you say, I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go. Or, we like your performance. We like your performance. We like your performance. Congratulations, we're giving you a promotion. Congratulations, we are extending your contract. We're making you a permanent staff. We're letting you out of probation. That's what elections essentially are. And so you have to understand that even though for you, it is a must that the politicians serve you. It is a must. It is their job. It is their responsibility to serve you. It is part of their job requirement to ensure you have a good quality of life. If they are not meeting up to those requirements, it is your responsibility to find new employees, to find new people who will work for you. But the same way people they lie for their CV when they go for job employment, that's the same way politicians will do everything possible to hold on to their jobs, including allegedly inducing INEC staff to help them manipulate the election. Your job, which is also the job of recruiters in different organizations, is to figure out this person, in they cheat, how could they cheat? These questions I'm asking during the interview, how could they cheat during the questions? So you have companies that will put camera during their interview so that you cannot Google, you share your screen, you cannot Google the answers to the questions they're asking you. So you see that employers are thinking 3 steps ahead of the employee who is interviewing to be employed. That is how you, as a voter, you need to start thinking 3 steps ahead. The system that is supposed to help me, how do I stop this system from cheating me? Start thinking about it. Let's bring you headlines. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
It's 5 o'clock.